because of Titan's vaulting in September with the launch of Beyond Light, I thought I'd give my top 5 things I'm going to miss about this location. Number 5. The Sea Monster, aka the Leviathan, but not that big ship that's eating Nessus, the one that's actually swimming through the ocean on Titan. You can actually see the worm, or the Leviathan, or the sea creature, from a few locations on Titan. The first 2, I guess, are from Siren's Watch and the rig. If you look out to this one specific section out the back of these areas, I guess, you will be able to see the sea monster kind of bobbing its body along the waves every now and then, and it looks pretty cool, but there's nothing really beyond that. There's a scannable underneath Sloan and Siren's Watch in like a wee cubby hole where there's 2 acolytes usually. You can scan it and it talks about this sea creature or this anomaly below the waves or something like that.
This system used to detect underwater vessels looking to dock here at the shipyard. That's strange. It still works, and it's picking something up. Something below us. And very, very big.
In the background of the boss fight in Savathun's song, there's these massive glass windows, and during that boss fight you'll actually see the Leviathan or the worm creature swimming along a bit, and you can also see the exact same thing in one of the campaign missions for Red War, and also in the mission for the ASSB. It's at the end of Forsaken, which is technically just a reverse of that campaign mission, hence why you can see it. But you can see this creature from multiple places. I don't know if the one you see from underneath the ocean through the glass is the same one that you see from Patrol bobbing along the waves, but they look similar, and yeah, so the biggest reason I'm going to miss this is because it was a cool atmospheric thing, just seeing this thing bobbing along the waves, but also they didn't do anything with it. It has been in the game since the launch, and it's only been mentioned a handful of times. It was mentioned a few times this season by Eris and Drifter in the dialogue in the public event that's on Titan now, the Contact public event I believe, and that's cool and everything, but nothing's being done with it. I thought there might have been something like a strike or some stray mission or something, but there's literally been nothing about it.
You ever seen the long boy in the suit?
I don't understand the question.
Big old snake swimming around tight. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Drifter knows something Moondust doesn't.
It's not a snake. With your symbols, I would have expected you to know that.
Come again?
This is one of the biggest reasons why I think Titan's going to come back next year with the Witch Queen expansion, because there's so much with Titan that hasn't been finished yet, whereas all the other locations that are going away, their stories are pretty much wrapped up. But there's so much that I feel like they could do with Titan still, that I think it'll just come back next year. Number 4, Savathun's Song. This is kind of related to the last point because I talked about seeing the worm creature at the end of the strike, but this is one of my favourite strikes in the game. I love the atmosphere, I love just the environment that it's in, the arcology and all that, and the music in it is phenomenal, especially the boss fight, and I love the boss fight as well because who doesn't like giant streakers? The worst thing arguably about this strike is Taku 3's dialogue, and I've came to believe a theory that makes this dialogue a ton better, which is because it's called Savathun's Song, the striker at the end is called Savathun's Song, and the strike revolves around Savathun. I think Savathun being a trickster and deceiving people, that it isn't actually Taku 3 that's talking to us, but instead some trick by Savathun, and therefore Taku 3 doesn't sound quite right and sounds a bit strange because it isn't actually Taku, it's actually just a mirage. It's a trick by Savathun basically. I want to believe that because it makes it seem like the dialogue is bad on purpose as opposed to actually being bad by accident, and that makes it a whole lot better. So the dialogue still isn't good, but if you want to believe that it is bad on purpose because it's a trick by Savathun, it makes it a whole lot better. But aside from that, I love the strike, and I really wish there were more strikes on Titan, but I think they probably will add more if they do bring back Titan next year. But whether Savathun's Song comes back or not is a different matter. Number 3, Greg the Ogre. Greg is the Lost Sector boss from that one Lost Sector in the rig. Down at the bottom, you have to jump off the side of the rig deck to get to it, or you do some like jumpy puzzle thing to get over to it, and it is one of the only lost sectors, I believe, where you go into the lost sector and there's the boss. It's one room, the entire lost sector is one room, there's a bunch of enemies, the boss is right there, and you can kill him right off the bat. This has many uses. Greg has been very useful over the years for a bunch of people, especially YouTubers and people who work in damage numbers for weapons, because before Chibi Hall came along, you could go there, clear the room, and just test damage values on the Ogre, and it worked pretty well, and I think that was a pretty standard thing. Not that I ever did it, but as far as I believe, it was a pretty standard thing. But I've used this lost sector for many things. I used it for faction rallies back in the day when that was a thing, to farm tokens. I used it back at the start. I used it back at the end of Season of Undying to finish my season pass. I know I could have bounties, but I'm stupid and I did that instead. And it's just really fun. It's just really fun lost sector to do. It's quick. It's pretty fun because you can tackle it however you want to. You can go whatever way around the room you want. You can kill the boss right off the bat if you want to. And I don't know. It's one of my favorite lost sectors in the game, to be honest, and I really like it. Greg has also been through a lot over the years. You know, he started off with just being a normal yellow bar ogre. You know, he was just a lost sector boss making his way, you know, in the dark depths of the rig. And then Forsaken comes along, and suddenly he's a wanted enemy. This lad has escaped from the prison of elders apparently, and we just didn't know for a year. And suddenly he's a wanted enemy, so he's stronger, but people want to kill him more. And then with this year with Shadowkeep, suddenly he's a nightmare. He's been captured by the pyramid and the moon, and suddenly he's a phantom guy. So poor old Greg's been through a lot, and you know, maybe it's not too bad to put him out of his misery now, but a part of me wants to believe that he'll come back in some form. You know, he'll migrate to another planet. You know, he'll go to the moon or to the Earth or something, or he'll come back next year whenever Titan gets unfolded supposedly. But I'm gonna miss Greg. He was a very good lost sector boss, and that was a very good lost sector. Number 2, that speaker. There is one speaker that you can jump on top of in Siren's Watch whenever you're waiting for that public event to spawn with the walker tank. I used to always do this. I haven't done it in a while actually, but I used to always do it where you jump on top of like the wee fence thing at the ledge where that handle would always be the snipe shoe, as I said, whenever you're rallying the flag. You can jump on the wee fence and then you can double jump if you're a hunter, but I think you can glide up there as a warlock as well. Titans, I don't know, I don't play as a Titan. And you can go on top of this siren and you can emote, do whatever you want. I usually sit down, and yeah, that's it. I just like that speaker. Nobody ever jumped up there aside from me. And now that Titan's going, I'm gonna reveal my hiding place, and there you go. I'm gonna miss that a lot. Number 1, aesthetics / atmosphere. Titan is by far one of my favourite locations, just in pure beauty and the atmosphere of that location. Titan is just amazing. Every other location has its own things. You know, you can see Jupiter from Io, and Jupiter's massive, like it's huge. Earth isn't really outstanding because it's Earth and we live on Earth anyway, so it's like, oh look, the moon. And then the moon, you can obviously see Earth, and that's pretty cool looking. Nessus, you can see the Leviathan, which is obviously very cool as well. However, Titan, I think, has the most intricate wee things about it, which just make it so unique. The first thing is if you look up in the sky, you can see Saturn and the rings of Saturn. And that's cool, that's what you'd expect, it's a moon of Saturn. But you can also see a hole in the belt that goes around Saturn, in the ring that goes around Saturn, you can see a hole. And if you zoom in with a sniper rifle, you can see a wee speck in the middle of that hole, and that's the Dreadnought. And obviously the Dreadnought's from the Taken King, that expansion back in Destiny 1, and it's just so cool that you can look up from this moon and see Saturn, the rings of Saturn, a hole in the rings of Saturn, and the Dreadnought in the middle of that hole. I think it's just so cool. There's obviously the monster, as I've said already, that swims through the waves, and you can see it bobbing up every now and then. You can also see, way off in the distance, this massive building, part of the ecology, just it's huge off in the distance. And the thing that gets me about that building, not only is it half sunk in the ocean, and also it's just massive, the massive propeller fin fan thing that's on the top of that place is huge. Like, it's just so cool. the arcology itself is massive, that's connected to the rig and Siren's Watch and everything. It's huge as well, but just looking off in the distance and seeing this thing, this massive fan, is just crazy. And I actually really love that about Titan, just the environment about it. I also, with the addition of the pyramid, it kind of adds to the atmosphere as well. And even before the pyramid got there was lightning which happened off in the distance, and that was pretty cool. But now that the pyramid's there, there's also lightning that's happening beneath the pyramid and everything, and it's just, the atmosphere in Titan is phenomenal. And the music on Titan's probably one of my favourite destination music as well. One of my favourite patrol music. And yeah, it's just, I love everything about Titan. I think Titan's probably going to be the destination I miss most. Probably followed by Io or Mars, probably. And Mercury, Mercury doesn't have anything on it, so yeah. But that's my list, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you agree with some things or you disagree with some things, let me know. Post your own lists in the comments section if you want to. And I'm probably going to cover Io next, followed by Mars, and then Mercury last, because it's going to be the most difficult thing to think about things that I'm actually going to miss about it. But, you know, I've got plenty for Io. Mars, I can think of plenty of things as well, but Mercury is just going to be a bit difficult, but we'll get there. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribing, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.